in Mauritius, when you're turning for home, you got the full sail, and then you get the home straight. So I was turning home. It was already 600 meters. I go a little bit early because I saw the first race is finished. I said maybe it's 300 meters now. I go from the 600. My horse was flying, but still keep going. But after the winning post, my horse got distressed and just fall down.
While sitting here at the Summerfeld Clubhouse, gazing into the horizon and looking at this magnificent view of lush green grass, horses, thoroughbreds thundering past, Andrew and I were just chatting, and you've just said to me that it's been a long time since you've ridden a horse. Was I engrossed in dreamland, or was I hearing things?
No, I've spent nearly 18 months on a horse every day.
Doing what?
Running around the army.
Oh, you were in the horse section. What was it called in the army? Bereda. So that's you were on
the padded-a-bat.
Okay, the padded-a-bat. So why have you not ridden anymore while in your semi-retirement?
Well, there are no horses to ride.
Those
were army horses.
Oh, okay, because there's about 1,200 we're looking at in front of us. But I didn't know that. So you were in the horse section of the army. Good rider? Could you have made a jockey?
No, I had to beat Laff. Laff had the fastest horse in the unit.
Okay. Well, now the review. Thank goodness you're a great journalist and a good media person, and Paul's a good trainer, because I think being a career as a jockey.
I'll tell you about Paul. He had a horse called Sultan was it? It was the fastest horse in the unit. But the thing is, they used to race every morning for exercise. So when we went out on patrol, this horse wanted to go all the time, so Laff spent his life on. Tried to rein it in, yeah.
Okay, it's talking about jockeys. Our guest for today is a special guest. All our guests are special because he comes from the island of Mauritius. Paradise Island is what I call it. And he's here in South Africa for a couple of years, and he's going to tell us all about it. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome to our podcast today Iannesh Taka. Yanish, how are you?
Hello, sir. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm fine and very good to be here.
Yes, indeed. It's good to have you with us and to learn about you and what you're doing here in South Africa. The first question I want to ask you is, how old were you when you started riding horses, and when did you learn about horse racing?
So, first of all, my father is a groom in a stable in Mauritius. So, when I was still a child, I always liked to be a jockey. So watching TV videos, and every school holiday I go with my father, watch horses, go in the boxes, play with the horses and everything. And then I started riding when I was 5 years old, and then riding pony. Sometimes my father put me on a horse also, and then little by little. Starting to get my age become old, yes. So I get used to ride horses. And there's one teacher there. His name is Rono. He helped me a lot. And then starting to do show jumping also. I was do a lot of competition also. I was represent there's a club we're riding for is Club Epic de Maurice. Is one oldest club in Mauritius.
Okay.
And I ride there, and then there is a owner there told me, you don't want to join the Mauritius Turf Club. But that time it was very difficult to go there.
Okay.
So I do a test with Mr. Jean-Marc Albax and Jean Clet, and I passed my test, and I joined a stable. His name is Amos Ideal Stable. So I joined there and start first of all grooming. I do 1 year grooming, learn about horses, horse racing, and then after 1 year I starting to ride in track work, do some gallop, and I learn a lot from Mr. Philippe Henry.
Okay.
the greatest trainer in Mauritius. So I got to learn a lot of him, and he teach me a lot. And then I starting to do a lot of broiler trial to get my license to ride in races. I do 45 trial to get my license.
Is that a requirement? You have to do
Yeah.
a set amount of barrier trials first.
Yeah. In Mauritius Turf Club, you need to do 45 broiler trial. And then the racing steward watching you, say if you can jump in the gate or can push. And Martina helped me a lot. And then I got to ride for Mr. Gajada. He helped me a lot. He tried to get me my license, and I got the license, and I rode in races. And after my fourth riding races, I got my first winner
Sure.
in the Maiden Cup, the day of the Maiden Cup.
Sure.
Yeah. And then after winning that race for Mr. Subaraj Gajada, I was sitting lost, turning for home and just flying.
That's a short
Well,
stride.
Yeah.
I'd be a bit nervous in Mauritius coming from last.
Yeah.
A short stride. But your horse must have absolutely taken off.
Yeah, taking off, I was claiming for 52 kilos.
Okay.
So just flying, and then that was starting.
What a great start. What a lovely story. Just before we go any further, I mean, I'm a little biased because obviously I'm Mauritian, but what a lovely, it's one of the greatest accents in the world, in my opinion. I mean, that French Mauritian accent, isn't it lovely?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've never been anywhere else.
Now, Yanish, explain to us, you were just telling us off air, in Mauritius, you are a qualified jockey.
Yeah.
In South Africa, you're an apprentice. How does that work?
If I come here as a jockey, I could do in the academy. So that's why I take my apprentice license to come here, and then I join the academy.
So basically so if you want to ride in South Africa, you have to go that route.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Why do you have to go through the academy if you were a fully fledged jockey in
Because it's
Mauritius?
difficult to get the visa and the work permit also.
I suppose
so
visas, work permits,
Yeah,
and licenses.
And licenses.
Oh, so it's all red tape, is it?
Yeah.
So,
Well, listen, if Ryan Moore came over here, you wouldn't have to go to the academy for 2 years.
no, but I think, he would. I'm sure he wouldn't have to, but I think with the relationship with Mauritius and South Africa, I think that's the way it is.
Here no one know me, so you can't take me as a jockey.
I see. Okay, fair
just
point.
pass in that
Fair point.
How many winners did you have in Mauritius?
I got 59 winner, and I got one winner here in Joburg for Mr. Fabian Habib.
Let's talk about that winner with Mr. Fabian Habib, because we talk about communities, we talk about accents. The Lebanese community are passionate about racing. They just love the game, and they're just wonderful people. And what was it like having a winner for Mr. Fabian Habib as your first winner in South Africa?
Also, it's like a dream come true, I still remember before I take the plane, a 4-month mother. I say, I got the chance in the last race, so do some prayer, I can win the race. I say, don't worry, son, go for it. So I went to Joburg, I got 2 rides, one around nowhere, and I was focused on the last race because I knew my horse was a good form. So I was drove 4, he just told me to go to the front and set the pace, and 400, you go. Funny enough, I following the exception, I go in the front. In Mauritius, when you're turning for home, you got the 4 sails, and then you get the home straight. So I was turning home, it was only 600 meters. I go a little bit early because I saw the 4th race is finished. I said, maybe it's 300 meters now, I must go. I made a mistake. I go from the 600. My horse was flying, but still keep going. But after the winning post, my horse got distressed and just fall down. And me also fall down. I was concussed. I was nothing. And then Nivan Nastili was here, helped me a lot. And he do very well in South Africa. I'm very happy for him. And I do the interview and everything. And I must say big thanks to Mr. Fabian Habib for giving me my first winner in South Africa.
Good big stable, a lot of horses, a lot of passionate owners, and it was
Well, I
lovely.
suppose the half of Joburg must have been there to lead it in.
Absolutely, they enjoy every moment of it, and absolutely wonderful. So okay, so jockey in Mauritius, apprentice in South Africa. Do you claim?
No, I'm not claiming.
No claim. So you're under the apprentice banner, but
Yeah.
no claim.
Yeah.
Why did you leave Mauritius, Yanish?
Sir, I was riding there for 3 years in races, and then the last year I was stable jockey for my trainer Pritam Devi, and he was also at the academy before when he was young, and I won the championship 2 times, and then the racing was not starting, and then me and him was talking. I said, "Sir, I want to improve myself. I want to learn more. I want to go to the academy." I said, "That's a good idea." And then he phoned Mr. Rocky Agrela. He was same year when he was apprentice.
Okay.
And then Mr. Rocky Agrela do everything for me. And I want to say a big thanks to the academy to having me. And I want to say a big thanks to Mr. Pritam Devi. I was his stable jockey last year, and we were good success, me and him together. And he take me here, and now I'm here.
I'm going to pick your brain for a moment because I want you to give.
It's not much to pick, but try.
I want you to give Yanish some advice because, and you've been in racing your whole life, to come to South Africa, a new guy, new country, etc. Everybody's stuck in their ways, everybody's stuck in their routines, and they've got their team. So to break into another country, in racing, what advice can you give him? Because it can't be easy.
It's not easy, but you've got to have a bit of a thick skin. So you go to some trainers and they just say, "Listen, don't bother, just bugger off." But you go back the next day and say, "Can I get a ride?"
Yeah.
Go back the next day until they say, "Well, okay, you've been here like a bloody bogfly.
Right.
Get in." You just got to persevere, and you've got to have a thick skin. Don't worry about trainers fobbing you off and saying, "No, don't bother." You just keep pressing on.
So
That's the only way.
yeah,
Perseverance. It's the only way he's
perseverance.
going to get anywhere.
Good
Then you
advice.
have a couple of winners. And this bloke can ride, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It just
we put
takes
him on.
one person to notice, and absolutely, you're quite right. What has your experience been like in Southern? Good advice. I'm glad this is what you said because sometimes you can give wrong advice.
Oh, thanks.
But I was happy with that piece of advice. Perseverance and probably patience would be the
Yeah.
best. Perseverance and patience and work hard, I suppose.
just work hard.
But you do work hard anyway. We've seen you at the track in the mornings all the time. What has your experience been like in South Africa so far?
First of all, the track is not the same. Big track, you got grass, everything, lot of horses. You got in Mauritius, we don't have string. You just go one way.
Okay.
So here you got third string, one string.
So the work environment and the work procedures here compared to Mauritius completely different.
Completely different. Here you got the groom riding. In Mauritius, we don't have this. All the jockey must ride your horse, go to trot, then you go to canter, what you want.
Sure.
So here's different than Mauritius.
You don't saddle your own horses in Mauritius, do you?
No.
No. So they are saddled.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying that the training facility is completely different, and then obviously the race courses. I mean, Mauritius Turf Club, Mauritius race course. Have you been? You've raced in Mauritius.
I've been there. I raced there.
you
I've raced
I
there.
mean, I'll never forget, Yanish, when I went to Mauritius for the first time, and everybody was saying they're racing. People are shouting the noise, and you think to yourself, well, how grand can it be? And you go onto Google and you Google videos and things, and you think, well, it's nice, but it can't be. Once I had arrived, I'll never forget, I opened the door of the car, I got out of the car, and I stood in the middle of the racecourse, and I looked up, and the person who I was with, Patrick Mangard, said to me, "Are you going to stand there all day, or are you going to come onto the racecourse with me? What are you looking at?" I said, I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned at what I saw. And then when the race ran, and they were getting with 150 meters to go, you can't hear the commentator because everyone's banging and shouting at them. You get goosebumps. So that's obviously hugely different because we don't sadly get that kind of vibe unless it's the Hollywood Bets Durban July.
No, but Mauritius,
in
is,
South Africa.
Mauritius is different. The first time I went there, I was working for The Witness at the time. And they gave me a freebie to Sugar Beach. And unfortunately, I opened my mouth and said I was a racing journalist, but people never left me alone.
That's it. And also too, I mean, it was their national sport at one stage, wasn't it? I remember going to the beach with a family to Montchoisy, one of the nicest beaches in the world, in my opinion. And you look up. We were standing in the water and looking up onto the beach, men, women, children, race time. Everybody was reading a race card. Everybody was reading a race card. So it's a cult there. It's the way of life.
Yeah.
But okay, so the huge differences. You notice between South Africa and Mauritius, huge differences. Okay. You said there was 59 winners in Mauritius. 59 winners in Mauritius, 1 in South Africa. So you won 60.
Yeah.
You're looking for 61.
Oh, you can add, eh? Jesus.
I can add. Yeah, no, I didn't pass maths at school. Eh? You know, standard 9 was the best 4 years of my life.
Okay.
Now, how did you as an individual, as Iannesh Taka, personally, take the transition from Mauritius to South Africa? Did you get here and find it a little bit daunting? Are you still finding it daunting, or are you in the groove now?
No, the first day I came here, I was a bit nervous because no one knew me here. And then I want to say big thank to the riding master, take me to all the trainer, introduce me. And then now it's good. Every trainer know me. I'm working for Mr. M. Joe Lendal, Mr. Duncan Howers, Mr. Paul Lafferty, Mr. Pula. All the trainer is nice here.
And I see that you're starting to get a few chances. Maybe as having spoken to Mr. Oudendal a moment ago, who's a great asset to the industry, a great rider, great trainer, and just listening to him by your own admission and by his admission, that maybe you thought, because you were so successful in Mauritius, that when you come here it would be quite easy, and it actually hasn't worked out that way.
That's what I thought before I came here. So you must work hard for it.
Yes.
And I'm a hard worker, I will go for it.
But the positiveness and the good thing is that all those trainers that you've mentioned are now starting to notice. You are starting to get a couple of rides, and that is good. That is positive. How old are you?
23.
23. What year were you 23? 1908?
No, 1906.
23. There's nothing wrong with our memories as we've got older, hey George? 23 years of age. Okay, now let's move along. The challenges, well, we've spoken about your challenges that you faced, here, daunting, new people, different tracks. Do you have any hobbies or other sporting interests?
I like to play soccer.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a nice playground in the academy.
Okay.
So all Mauritian APs and the all South African APs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice. Huh?
That all-weather, if you've seen it, I think it was kindly sponsored by Hollywood, I think, have put that beautiful AstroTurf.
Yeah.
Yeah, magnificent facility. Talking of soccer, who do you support?
Bolton Wanderers.
Pardon?
Bolton Wanderers.
Never heard of them, but okay.
Well, they were in the top division when I started supporting them. Now they're in about the 4th division.
So Bolton Wanderers, and you are?
Manchester United.
But now, when you started earlier on, when he asked you, you whispered Manchester United. You can say it, Manchester United. Yes.
I wouldn't be proud of the way they're playing now.
Raheel, who do you support? Oh my goodness gracious me. Liverpool, okay. Tawanda?
Arsenal.
Okay, I'm not going to ask any more because he's going to end up in a fight here just now. So soccer's your sport, okay. Your family, tell us about your family, and I'm talking about your close family. Any brothers, sisters,
So I
etc.?
got one brother and one sister, and obviously my mom and my dad. So we like 5 people in the house.
Where is home in Mauritius?
It's a place called Cupid. It's always rainy there, cold. It's a nice place to be.
Okay. I think there's nowhere in Mauritius that's not nice. I mean, I know that sometimes the centre of town, etc., can be not so nice, but for me, everywhere.
I enjoyed the market at
the market
in
was
St.
good.
Louis. That was bloody lovely, bloody fiddling around. It would waste a lot of money.
Yeah, the market is outstanding, and you get in a different country, and some of our family members were, I think, were a little nervous to go into the. It was just wonderful. It was really great.
Tell me something. Do they still? When I went to Mauritius, the one time we went to the track, I went with Gavin Howes. He picked me up from thinking we went on a Wednesday. Wednesday they had the draws, and we know that there's that road that runs in front of the grandstand between the race course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was packed with people.
Yeah.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is that just for the final field announcement?
No, just for the draws. And they have like a wire basket.
Yeah, big basket.
Do they still have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. All the blokes are sitting there really taking down the draws.
Okay, so it's done like that. Yeah. That's interesting. But you talk
but now, because I know Sandy Arundel, I think, was complaining about one of her horses drawing in the bush every time. She wants to know what's going on there. So it was there with those wire cage, and you can see it.
Yes, but do you know that you talk about the road like that? I mean, it's unbelievable because you've got the grass, the straight, and then there's the road, and then there's the grandstand, and then behind the parade ring is another road, and then the stables. So there's two roads. I mean, that splits up that whole area. Very interesting. And they obviously close the road on in the mornings for work because the horses walk up and down the road. I mean, it's a hell of a process. It's a hell of a process. So okay, so that's your family. Curepeep is where they stay. Talking about Mauritius and Mauritian things, your favourite meal, Mauritian food?
It's dal puri and from some Indian food also. Very good, very nice.
Food is, you can see by the size of our tanks, we enjoy our food, but there's nothing like good cuisine. You know what was also nice was that the Chinese, there's a Chinese community in Mauritius too. On the side of the road you go and they've got their trolley with the fresh noodles and absolute best. So dal puri and various Indian cuisine. Okay, fantastic. In your opinion, from not working now, we're talking about holidaying and leisure. If you had to bump into a South African and they said to you, talk to us about one or two good spots to go in Mauritius on holiday, where would you suggest?
For me, it'd be Monsoazi and Grand Bay also. Okay. It's very nice there. The beach, the food also is very nice.
Okay, So Monsoazi and Grand Bay.
Grand Bay,
Have you ever been to Pamplemousse Gardens? That's what it's called, eh? Pamplemousse Gardens. Have you been with the massive lilies?
No.
Beautiful, No. If we win the Pick Six on Saturday, I'll take you. We'll go. Your wife, my wife, the four of us. We'll go.
You're on.
Okay, but we've got to win the Pick Six first.
Yeah, okay.
So don't start packing. I'll let you know when you start packing. Okay. In racing, everybody most people have a role model, somebody they want to be like. Maybe you've got somebody like that in Mauritius, in South Africa and overseas. Talk to us. Who do you look up to?
For me, it's always Caris Titan. When I was young, watching him riding in South Africa, in Hong Kong also, he's a very good rider. Yeah,
he is an unbelievable rider, and wow, he's done
very well for himself.
And just a humble, wonderful person. He's got a magnificent family, and they're doing so well. So Caris Titan.
In Mauritius, where's the best horse that you rode there?
I rode a horse called Hot-Fording Rain. I won 5 races on him. He's a very good horse. When he go to the front, just put your hand down and he's just flying 4 or 5 lengths. You turn him straight 4 or 5 lengths. Okay. Easy.
Yeah, because with a lot of ex-South African horses.
A lot of ex-South African horses that have gone across there and done well. I mean, the trainers scout and they do a lot of homework. Ricky Mangard. What the Mauritians also know about when they're racing is to celebrate and to enjoy. When you go to Zimbabwe, there's always at the owners and trainers bar upstairs, drinks flowing, banter. And in Mauritius too, I mean, it's a whole day into the night. And it was so great to be in Ricky Mangard's box. He was on our podcast not so long ago. And there is great celebrations. There is great celebrations. Okay, so Caris Titan, and of course, were you in Mauritius when the tragedy struck with Naresh?
But I was not riding. I was at home, but I watched the race. It's very hard.
Yeah. What a tragedy that was. Yeah. Then, Mr. Oudendal, you said you did doing a lot of work with him. What's it like working with him and getting some advice from him? Because he's a champion in his own right.
Yeah. For me, it's a horseman. He like all his horses, feed them. And then when I go to his stable, I learn a lot from him to feed the horses. And sometimes he take me to the exerciser, teach me a lot, teach me the pace and the way he walk his horses. It's different than Mauritius, than different trainer also. And he was a good jockey. He know what to do to help you. And for me, I want to say big thanks to Mr. MJ Oudendal for helping me and to give me good advice every day. When I wake up to come here, it's a pleasure to work with him.
Andrew, the track in Mauritius, you were talking about the different things, but that track is tight in Mauritius. And when I first started watching racing there, you look at some of the jocks and they set them alight before they've even turned for home. But you have to do that.
You have to do that.
You've got to adjust your riding style, really.
Yeah, because there's there's more track than here, so that's why you must get down here.
Get going early.
Well, that's quite tricky. You come around the turn and you're bloody shouldering there. It's like riding a bloody motorbike.
It's a tight track.
Just hope the wheels hold out.
Hold out, yeah. It's a tight track, but a good track. So, okay, who was your favourite horse in Mauritius? Would it be Hard Falling Rain?
Hard Falling Rain, and the filly, my trainer stable, it was Denzi. Yeah.
Okay. Yanish, how long are you here in South Africa? How long can the racing public look forward to your presence in this country?
So I will be here for 3 years now. I will be at the academy. So I'm looking forward to working hard to get some winners and to make the trainer happy also.
Will you go back to Mauritius?
Maybe, but I like to be here to get more experience. Yeah.
So you will obviously assess that after the 3 years
Yeah.
is up, whether you go back home or whether you travel or whatever the case may be, which I think is a fair call because, if things are really flying, please God they are.
Well, you got Nirvan there too.
Yeah.
Nirvan is here as well. So
yeah.
it's just the two of you at the moment, is that right? Yourself and Nirvan?
And even who racing,
Yes.
but we got 4 or 5 APs in the academy.
In the academy, okay.
From Mauritius?
From Mauritius.
Oh, okay.
I did see...
Sounds like a blooming French cabal there. You want to be careful there.
I did see the Apprentice, yes, Nirvan Nastili, at the races yesterday, and he said, I hear you've got Yanish on your podcast.
Yeah,
I want to
yes,
be on the podcast too.
Yeah, yesterday phoned me, so
Yes.
we got the podcast. I said,
Yeah, absolutely. And when because he's based in Joburg, is that right?
Yeah.
So when he is in town, when you are in town, Nirvan, let us know, and you're most welcome to come and be on our podcast. So your hopes and dreams while you're here in South Africa, just to get your name known, work hard, and obviously ride winners.
Yes,
That's your intention.
Yes, sir.
You've mentioned who you ride work for, so we've covered that. There's not much more else that we can say, but it's just been an enjoyable time so far with Yanish.
Yeah, but I think people will know who you are now, hopefully. Does anybody watch this podcast?
No, you don't ask me that question, please. Can you stop? Tell him to stop it. Can you tell him to stop it? I mean, does anybody watch this podcast? Goodness gracious me. And we've got people in Ireland, Mauritius, France, Cape Town, Pinetown, everywhere that watches this podcast. But I think all that, I want to say the last say, but I want to wish you all the best.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful just chatting to you and learning about you and what your plans are. So, as we say in South Africa, give it horns, work hard. You've heard from Andrew, perseverance and patience. You can ride. You know how to ride winners. The statistics are there for all to see.
Yes, sir.
All the very best, Yanish.
Thank you so much, sir, for the advice. Thank you.
Okay, any news before I close up? All under control, lots of racing this
All under
weekend,
control,
all under
yeah.
control. The Johannesburg season starting to fire up with their season and just good racing. The weather's been a bit funny, hasn't it?
It has been. I see it's 35 tomorrow.
Yes, after 2 or 3 days of cold and rain, but I like
And
the
then,
cold.
and then Monday, I think there's big rain coming Monday.
Okay, big rain. Last question I forgot to ask you, your weight, do you have any issues with your weight?
No, sir, I ride 53 kilo.
53, okay, 53 is your good. Okay, well, that's a wrap from all of us. The parting shot, the thought I want to leave you with is absolutely everybody in life deserves a chance. And here's a young man who's been here for 5 months. 3 years is his goal, is his target, which leaves him with 2 years and 7 months left. He's available for you to use to ride your horses. And let's see what he can do. So he's already had a winner in Joburg. He's here, is Iannesh Taka. Let's make use of him and capitalise on his talent. But that's a wrap from all of us. And you've learnt a little bit more about Iannesh Taka, 23 years old, and here in South Africa wanting to make a name for himself. From all of us, Andrew Harrison, Tawanda, the whole team, Raheel behind the scenes, everybody that's here. Punt well, be safe, be nice, and as always, as the yellow bill kites fly over, we'll see you in the number 1 box.